was another thing that just was bogus to me. But I digress from that. I took my life back junior year, just fighting for my life, y'all. And I was like, you know what, enough is enough. I'm gonna live my life. I can't keep living in this box of always trying to help the family or always trying to support, people, but that same energy was not given back. And so really, and let me say it this way. When I say that same energy wasn't given back, I do want to clarify something. It's not that, my family didn't do things for me. Sure, they did things for me. However, it's the energy that you put behind it. It's how much is, you know what I'm saying? Like, putting a real, when someone puts a real effort towards something versus saying, oh, well, I did this one little thing. And that's basically how it was. Just with my immediate family, it was just like, okay, like, you not giving me the same support that I'm giving back. So it was just too much of that. And I got me a boyfriend. I broke up with my boyfriend. This was junior year. Oh yeah, I broke up with my boyfriend at the time, senior year. Junior year, I got a boyfriend. I think that's when I also quit the step team that I was a part of. I stopped that for a year because I had to focus on me. And that's when I got back into music, and I started taking these recording classes. I started taking these audio engineering courses. And I can't lie to y'all, that did wonders for me. If it's one thing that them people did down to the Central Educational Center, they gave me my hope back without even realizing it. Just having that opportunity to do that a lot of schools don't offer. Now, I went to East Coweta, and for those that don't know, Central Educational Center, it's like for lack of better words, it's like a trade school in high school. You're not getting any type of certification behind it or anything. Well, I think some courses may have gotten certifications. If you was a part of construction, robotics, stuff like that, you may have, or even cooking, culinary arts, I think even they may have gotten certifications, but not all of the programs got certifications. And mine in particular was not one of those. Okay. Now you could get a lot of working experience, which definitely translate to what you need in the audio engineering space. So that, trust me, was right on par for what you need. And just going through that program, I feel like it definitely brought me back to life, and it showed me, okay, Moneria, this is something you better never abandon because it saved you. God saved me, yes, but God saved me through this. And it's been my passion. It's gonna forever be my passion. Can't nobody take me off of this. I don't care if I don't never make it big in my life. Okay, now I'm going to. But realistically speaking, my voice, my music is gonna live on. My creativity is gonna live on, and y'all definitely see that in my videos. But yeah, I took the time out to do that. I got real good at it. You know, I got real good at it. You darn near call me like an apprentice. Okay. I wouldn't say I was an expert, you know, because it takes some time to be an expert, but I was so good at it, honey. So good at it. And as I was thriving and flourishing, I gained a new friend, you know. I was happy to get a friend because I didn't have friends at all. Like, well, I did have friends, but they were fake friends, LOL. We know how that go. And, you know, I got me a good friend, I would say that junior year, whatever. And, you know, life flourishing, going on to senior year. Senior year was even better for me. You know, that's when I would say, like, I was very happy. I was very happy then. I felt like I got my life back. I was back on track. I was just in a better space overall, and everybody around me could see it. You know, people are like, okay, you know, I even changed my look up a bit. I dyed my hair and everything. Like, people could just see Moneria is better. Okay. And then 2020, the pandemic. And as you all know, we were locked in the house for a couple years there. Definitely that first full year locked in the house, and subsequently I think that next year as well. Well, no, that next year I went back to college, so no. But for that whole year, y'all, like, that we were locked down, it was like my life was taken away from me again. Like, wow, I'm just starting to, like, turn my life around. I'm just starting to get better in life. I'm just starting to really put myself out there more, and now I'm having to get back in that same hole that I was in before, and it was very traumatizing for me. It really was. And you know, I stopped being consistent with my hold on, let me go back. I got real consistent throughout the pandemic with my content, and that's why, like, a lot of people, like, probably still subscribe to me now. Like, I got real consistent with it because that's all I could do, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't even realize that I did realize that then, that I was depressed and whatnot, and once again, this is one of those things that was holding me through. But I didn't realize at the time that, you know, that the only reason I was really being consistent with it is because I didn't have anything else to do. Like, I thought I was just doing so good, you know, but when school started, you know, that's when all of this just took the back burner, okay? Because I was at Howard for a short time, like when 2020, straight out of graduating. I was there for a semester. I left, didn't like it. And so I wasn't doing anything for the longest. And I went to Tuskegee in 2021, and that's when all of this really took the back burner. Like, I didn't do anything with this. I'm just be real. I didn't keep up with nothing, none of that, just because it was such a huge change from not doing anything, you know, throughout the day versus Now you back with a full schedule. Now we're back in person. Now all of this. So everything was a bit much. And for what it's worth, I appreciate what I got from Tuskegee. It's a lot of things that I've learned, and it's definitely gave me thicker skin to deal with certain people, certain attitudes and stuff like that. But overall, I really am glad about my decision to leave Tuskegee, okay? For anybody that no, that school is just not it. It definitely took a huge toll on my mental health as well. It was just a lot of negativity at that school. It was a lot of just unbelievable stuff, especially for how much money you're paying into the school. Like, for the staff to not even be doing their jobs, for the school to just be so run down. Like, anybody that knows. And so it was just time for me to leave. It was definitely time for me to leave. And I felt like my efforts to help others and to just help the school even just were not appreciated. And it was a lot of people with that crabs in a barrel mentality. So, that took a huge mental toll on me. And once I left that telling myself, you know what, wherever I go from here, I'm just going to, like, first of all, I told myself I'm going to a PWI, okay? And then second of all, I told myself, wherever I go from here, I'm gonna go somewhere that makes me happy. I ain't gonna deal with no BS. Every school, no matter what school you go to, whether it's Ivy League or public school or whatever it is, it's gonna be something, right? You don't expect it to be 100% perfect, but you don't expect it to be just damn bad either now. So I said, I'm going to go somewhere that is going to benefit me. It's going to be flexible enough for me as well. And that's where I landed at Georgia State University. And so far, I love my experience here. Like, Georgia State University, my prayers were answered, okay? Just keeping it like that. Like, this has been heaven on earth, okay? And then the opportunities that I'm getting from this school is just amazing. It really is. So with that, and over this past couple of years and stuff, I've been sporadically putting out content here and there, but I really want to hold myself to it and just be more consistent. Like, that is my goal with a lot of things in my life, is just to be more consistent, because I have not been consistent with myself. I really haven't. I've not been consistent with myself and the things that best benefit me, and I'm working on, like, being more consistent, and I'm holding myself to it. So my goal is to post every 2 weeks, but my bigger goal that I'm reaching is to do it and drop every week, so that y'all got something rolling around. So yeah, and I appreciate the people that watch this video all the way through. I appreciate the people, even if you just stopped at that 5-second mark, honey. Thank you for clicking on this video. And share it with somebody. If y'all want me to, like, elaborate on different stuff, make a whole nother video about that, I'd be happy and willing to do that for certain. Just put it in the comments, boo. And yes, so that's just why I really haven't been consistent. It's been a lot going on in my life, y'all, to say the least. Like I said, life just been life for me, okay? Okay, so yeah, once again, like, share, subscribe, y'all, and that's the end of this video.